Good morning, everyone. This is Lindy. So I thought that it would be best. I've gotten over 1,000 comments, so it's kind of hard to respond individually. I did try at first. It was overwhelming. Trust me, it was overwhelming. Carol was more excited about this than I was. I was in disbelief. I'm over 5,500 right now, and I'm handling it a little bit better. Okay, because you're all very wonderful, but it's just been a shock. So, what we're going to talk about today is because I don't feel I have enough time to individually answer some of the things that you're talking about. I thought that I would maybe once or twice a week try to make notes, which I gotta find. I did make notes, but I can't find it. Wait a minute. Make notes and respond to many of your questions or remarks, so that I can be useful to you. I can keep you informed, and maybe it's better that way. Anyway, tell me if you don't want me to do that. But so let's hit this. Let's get an understanding. I didn't do the video to get money, or ask for money, or GoFundMe, or you send me money. I did. That's not what the video was about. The video was about subscribing and helping me earn my money, and I would like to travel. That was my dream, and that way maybe I can travel and make a little money, from YouTube. I don't have a P.O. box. I don't have a Patreon account. I don't have a PayPal. Carol and others are telling me I need it, and I'm sure that I will set that up, and I will get a P.O. box because I know a lot of you would like to send me things. Some of you make things, and I remember Camel Dave getting all kinds of stuff. I think he got his yodeling pickle from somebody, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so I just wanted you to know the video was not about getting money from people. Just so you understand, that's not what it was about. It was trying to build up my channel. I thought maybe I could get 1,000 people. Maybe. I was at 670. I'm now at 5,500. I mean, who would have thought? So I will set up probably a Patreon account. I will have a P.O. box. As soon as I get back from courtside, I'm going, and they're going to help me. Everybody says they're going to help me. I mean, I know a lot of YouTubers. I've been on YouTube since 2013. I found Bob Wells when he did the documentary about his life and his lifestyle. In 2011 through 2013, I lived in a Mazda minivan. I took the seats out. I got a storage unit. I took the seats out. I bought one of these lounge chairs pads, put it down on the floor, a couple of blankets, battery operated fans, a small little 250 heater. I did have a bucket for a toilet, which I didn't know anything about. Mind you, I hadn't seen. In van life was not that popular in 2011-13. I didn't know anything about it. And a few clothes. And I lived on a parking lot, in KFC parking lot. And in the winter, they allowed me to use their outside electrical to plug in my heater. And in the summer, I used battery-operated fans. And it was easier for me because I worked during the days during the heat. And that's the other thing. 140-degree heat, 128 I showed the thermometer. I was at my son's because I knew how bad the heat was and it was getting worse every day. I went to my son's and I stayed at my son's inside his house. But my van was outside. And I would go outside to check the van to see the temperature, to see how hot it would get in the van. I was not in the van. I wouldn't have survived, I don't think. Now, I have survived when it's been 112, 110 in the van, with my doors open and fans blowing and the Arctic airs going, and it's been okay. But I knew that I needed to go inside. The next few days were going to be really bad. And so that I was not inside myself, the van, when it was that hot. I had taken, when it reached 128, I took out all my solar and put it inside. I took out anything I thought might be damaged and put it inside. I mean, candle wax melted. I mean, there was a lot of things were just melted when I came out, and I had to clean up a mess. So I wanted to straighten that out. The other thing was, many, many, many of you say you're starting out. And the best advice I can give you, I do not regret buying the van. I knew physically I needed the space. I did have a car that was paid off, but it was a small Nissan. I knew I couldn't live out of it. I knew I couldn't. I had been watching Bob Wells since almost his beginning, and many of the other YouTubers that you guys are talking about, Van City Van Life, I mean, I've watched all of them pretty much from the beginning. Many more that you haven't even stated. So I've been watching for years and trying to get ideas. And I would rush out. I'd say, oh, that looks good. They would mention something, or they would review something. They'd say they use this. I would rush out and get it because I knew I wanted to be back in a van. The reality was half the stuff I bought I didn't need. So I am suggesting that you use what you have, if you can, before you buy a van. Take out all the seats, put them in storage, put them in your children's garage, put them somewhere. Save those seats because you're going to put them back in if you got a trade in your car. And just try for a few months with what you have and build it out and experiment and give it a few months, and you will have better knowledge than just trying to jump in like I did. I thought I had knowledge. I'd been watching everybody. I thought I knew what was going to happen. And I kind of did, and I kind of didn't. And Bob is probably the closest to telling the truth about many, many things in the lifestyle of van life. But I got wrapped in the ones that, in the ones that were like, oh, this is so wonderful, and blah, blah, blah. Never a bad word, never hard time. You know, oh, they're out on the beach, they're this, or they're that, or they're this. And I'm thinking, oh, wow, you know, that's quite a lifestyle. They're traveling, they're this, no problems. And there were a few that were more realistic, but the majority were not. And I got caught up in that, not realizing that, yes, there is difficulty in living in a vehicle. I knew there would be some, but I don't think, even though you think you've acknowledged, yeah, it's going to be hard, you don't really know how difficult it is. And I'm sounding terrible. It's not that difficult, but some people are going to consider it very difficult to adjust to living in a tiny space in a natural environment. I'm just saying that. Some people don't have any problem at all. It took me a couple of months. I don't find it difficult. I find it challenging. And I respond the best I can on how to deal with it. And I'm a problem solver, so if I get a problem, I like to solve it. And I'm hoping that you will be too, because you're going to have a lot of problems that you're going to have to solve. I'm just saying, guys. So I wanted to answer those. I think those were some questions that more and more people were asking. So I hope that I've answered some of your questions. I try not to make my videos too long because you're going to get bored with the talking head. So you have a great day. I hope I've helped a little bit. Thanks for watching. Camo. See you next time.